Hi, it's Carrie. In today's 5-Minute Friday, I wanted to talk about authorship. I get a lot of questions from other librarians saying, how can I ask for authorship? And there are some resources out there, but these aren't resources just for librarians. These are resources for anybody who's publishing, anybody who's collaborating, and who may want to investigate what it means to be an author. So the first one is pretty widely known and frequently cited. It's the International Committee of Medical Journal Editors. They have a guideline for defining the roles of authors and contributors. First, they talk about why authorship matters ethically, and then they give some standards about who is an author. They recommend that authorship are based on the following 4 criteria, and let me make this a little bit bigger. Substantial contributions to the conception or design of the work, or the acquisition, analysis, or interpretation of data for the work, and drafting the work or revising it critically for important intellectual content, and final approval of the version to be published, and agreement to be accountable for all aspects of the work and ensuring that questions related to the accuracy or integrity of any part of the work are appropriately investigated and resolved. So I see librarians contributing heavily to the beginning, the conception and design, because when we do evidence synthesis or literature reviews, our literature reviews become the basis for the rest of the work. We frequently help with acquisition, organization, and software for the review, and then we frequently contribute to the search methods, approve the final version, and agree to be accountable for the published work. So in my opinion, librarians do meet all of these criteria when they contribute to an evidence synthesis project. There's a little bit more context here, and then it talks about what a non-author contributor might look like and who should be acknowledged versus who should be co-authored. So this is from the International Committee of Medical Journal Editors. I'll put a link in the video description. The next one is from COPE. COPE does publication integrity, ethics, and they have some guidance on authorship and contributorship. So if you click on that section of their site, they talk about how to request to be removed from a paper, what it means to be an author, how to handle authorship disputes, a guide for new researchers, and best practices in publishing. These are all great resources I recommend that you look over. And the last resource I'll discuss today is the credit taxonomy. So credit is contributor roles taxonomy that's been recently implemented for acknowledging the roles that people played in the work. So academics are encouraged to define these roles, and publishers are encouraged to acknowledge these roles as well. And let's take a look at the taxonomy. The credit taxonomy includes 14 roles that can be used to represent those typically played by contributors to research outputs. The roles describe each contributor's specific contribution to the scholarly output. So here are the roles, and you can click on any one to see more. I think that librarians play a big role in conceptualization of the work, which is making the literature review and creating a search that is specific and sensitive enough, precise enough to capture the evidence that exists on a topic. I also see librarians playing a role in the methodology, so they might write the search methods section, and they may also help with resources like organizing with a citation manager or a screening program, and they also participate in the draft, the review, and the editing. So those are 3 resources that I use for authorship, co-authorship: the International Committee for Medical Journal Editors, COPE, the Committee on Publication Ethics, and the Credit Taxonomy. And as a matter of fact, there are quite a few journals out there right now. If you just run a quick Google search, you'll see that lots of journals are requesting a credit taxonomy statement along with your submission. So if you see credit taxonomy, now you know what it means. I hope that helps you determine a little bit more about authorship and co-authorship in your research products. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.